Welcome, Cancer and Cancer Cross Watchers, to your mini weekly love read. So, I want to thank you for your patience. I know these are a day late. Whoops. And I do apologize for that. I am still working with some electronics issues. So, I'm just going to be doing the readings on my phone for a while. You just might notice that the area I can record is much smaller. So we're going to get a card for you, a card for them, and a card for the situation between you guys. So I do hope you guys have had a great weekend and that your week is starting off well. And of course, thank you for stopping by my channel today. So we have the Eight of Swords reversed. And then the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So Cancer, I am feeling here that I feel like you actually seem to be in a pretty decent place. I'm just not really sure what's going on with your person over here. I almost feel like your person might be facing something that you don't really know anything about. You know what I mean? It's almost like they might be chasing, not chasing somebody. It just feels like they're actually facing a pretty big choice. And I feel like there's someone or kind of something involved in those choices that seems to have this kind of pressure involved. And that pressure is for this person to make a decision and to make it fast. And I feel like they know that if they make the decision too quickly, that could end up putting them in a situation that they don't want to be in. But it just kind of feels like they don't know. They don't know what to do. It's kind of like that. It's that Piscean energy that sometimes it's like you can see too many different angles, and I feel like it's just a lot. And I feel like if you do know about these things, I feel like you're kind of waiting for this person to come to you with it. Or it actually feels like if you know that they have something on their plate, I'm not so sure that you realize either how big it is or how much they're up in their head about it, if that makes sense. So, can we get a clarifier on this Seven of Cups here? Okay. Whoa, dude, look at this. What a combination. Seven of Swords, Tower, Nine of Cups. Jeez. I guess it would be this way. Sorry, 1 second. So, oh no. Okay. This might be specific, and I certainly hope that it is. I feel like for some of you, someone is telling your person to let you go. That you would be better off on your own, or sorry, on their own. Sorry, that this person, your person, would be better off on their own, that you're dragging them down. It's like somebody here is trying to tell your person that they seem to be pouncing on situations in the past between you and this person, that it's like when looking at those situations within the relationship as they happened, they just are thinking, you know what I mean? It's not like it's a huge deal. We all make mistakes sort of thing. But I feel like because this person's trying to stack them on top of each other, it does seem to be kind of getting under your person's skin here. And I feel like there was one thing that somebody said to your person that made them, like that was kind of the catalyst to make them start questioning almost like if they're making the right decision. I feel like your person, it's almost the energy of, now it may not be the actual situation, right? But it's the energy of the two of you were in a solid relationship. And hold on for a second. The two of you were in a solid relationship. something maybe a little bit strange happened, and then someone else capitalized on that to try to come in and convince this person to do something. And I actually feel, okay, that whoever that is, I mean, obviously this person's a jerk, but they're in this situation for something for themselves. And so what's interesting is that I actually feel like this person who's trying to convince your person to, you know, act a certain type of way or make a decision within your relationship, they're doing it for financial gain. For some of you, it could be like an inheritance. For others of you, I was feeling that it's almost like this one here wants your person to take a certain job that would kind of pull the two of you apart, or will almost put you at odds with each other. And I feel like this other person that's trying to convince your person, we'll call them the third party, but it's not, I'm not seeing that yours person is interested in this one. So I just want to be clear about that. So I feel like with this third party, they seem to be somebody that enjoys creating chaos and dissension between other people. It's the kind of person that like would come in, cause a whole bunch of problems, and then would kind of sit back in their lawn chair and watch everybody argue while they sip their drink. You know what I mean? Just kind of reveling in the fact that like all of that is because they did all that. Like almost with a sense of like pride slash satisfaction. I almost want to say that like that everyone's as unhappy as they are. I feel like if someone was to call this third party out and be like, you're just really unhappy, aren't you? I feel like they would deny it vehemently. It's like they would have a big emotional reaction. It may not be something that they verbalize or even act on, but it's that energy of like you can see their face start to go red. They get so mad. They do not like that. So then we have the Eight of Swords here reversed as the situation between you. So upright, I mean, obviously the Eight of Swords talks about being really held back by um, things that you perceive as strong enough to hold you back, but it's actually you it's like they're not strong enough to do it anymore. And I actually feel like some of you, maybe not all of you, but some of you may be looking at this situation like this person's going to have to figure it out for themselves, only because it's like you can only lead a horse to water so many times. They're going to have to drink themselves. And hold on, can we get one on this Two of Swords? I'm just going to make sure the deck is upright. Yes, it is. Oh, I actually feel like whoosh, like all this kind of like anxious energy that I've been picking up on seems to kind of dissipate with that Devil reversed, because I feel like, hang on, just before I say this, yeah, okay, because what I'm feeling, or what I was feeling even before that card came out, is that something is about to come out here. I feel like there's some sort of misdeed or, unfortunate thing that this person did to somebody else. And I feel like that other thing is coming around, and um like what goes around comes around, right? So it's like this person kind of put something into the universe that was, not something that they would want to happen to them, but it's coming around. And I feel like it's kind of going to creep up. I want to say creep up behind this person, but it does feel like it actually might come in pretty quickly. Feels like it would be a little bit shocking. I do want to say, if any of you are feeling like, oh, good, they deserve it, I'm actually feeling like I'm going to invite you to remember to maybe not do that. It's not like you have to feel bad for them, but it's almost like if you, if you, are take joy in someone else's misfortune, it's like then that misfortune may be taken away from them. You know what I mean? So that obviously won't be for all of you. And again, I'm not judging. I just felt like I needed to say that. So with this combination, something is really going to come out. It's like this person may have wanted to act, like they had all this stuff in behind that curtain, right? And like these 9 cups up here. Oh, that's just a sample because I'm such a big hot, because they're such a big shot. I feel like I didn't finish the big shot word first time around. Um, and I actually feel like I'm not sure what they've got behind there, but it sure is not what they're leading. It's like one person may have made a guess about what's behind there, and this third party just never corrected them, right? So it's like people just kind of assume that this person has a certain thing that they don't. You know what I mean? It's like all they actually have to offer are the cups. The blue curtain and what's behind it, they don't own it. It's not theirs. So, um, I feel like your person is going to be seeing the truth about something pretty quickly, pretty soon, I guess I should say. Um, but it's I want to be really clear. I feel like this situation doesn't stop there. And let me explain that a little bit. It doesn't mean that this person's going to continue to have any influence or so on and so forth. I actually feel like because when, when your person sees the situation clearly, I feel like it kind of sends them into almost like information overload and a bit of a tailspin. You know what I mean? It's like it feels like it's a little bit mind blowing for your person, right? It feels like it is. Hold on for a second. It's almost like it's so shocking to them that they can't even think straight. You know what I mean? It's like when you've kind of been building this thing and building this thing, and it's like all of a sudden you come to and you realize you've just been playing with mud, not Legos. It's that kind of, it just feels like, but wait a second, it was just here, it was just in this certain type of form, and then all of a sudden in the blink of an eye it's different. And I feel like it actually is a really good release for your person, but that doesn't make it feel any better, right? I feel like they're going to be in a really tough emotional spot. Like, yeah, a tailspin. That's definitely what I'm seeing. So, I think we're going to pull an advice card, and then I will close out the read here. King of Swords with the Ace of Cups. You can do what you want, Cancer. You have the freedom of choice. The advice here is to be really wise, very smart about this, take those steps carefully, but to do it with love. So it's like, yeah, you're not going to be foolish and put yourself in a position where, this one might have more influence or blah, 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 or you're going to kind of get into the argument mix, if you will. But to do it with love, to still take the high road while keeping your wits about you. You know what I mean? It's like you're not out to hurt anybody, but you're not going to excuse me. Like people aren't just going to come up to you and pull a fast one on you because they think that you're, kind. And of course you are kind, obviously, but I don't think I'm explaining this well. I'm kind of seeing, I don't know why this is the example, but it's almost like you're kind of a knight or kind of in that, all that armor from back in the, medieval times or whatever. And you're kind of walking down this path and you have your sword ready and the torch and whatever. And it's like you're going down and you're not going to just start swinging in the night, right? But if anyone comes up to you and tries you, you're going to handle yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of an energy. I do feel there may be times where you could really be quite cutting, and say things that have a very potent effect on other people. Um, and I feel like the message here is, hold on. It doesn't feel necessarily that you're going to say things that you will be hard to live with down the road. It does feel like you will thank yourself for taking the high road. It doesn't mean you're going to be perfect and that you're going to take it every time, right? We all get frustrated with people. Um, I do feel that the way around that, like the way around kind of saying things that you might regret later, is actually to kind of let your head make the decisions. This is what it feels like. I feel like if your heart was making the decisions about how to handle things or how to, excuse me, excuse me, like which person to swing your sword at back in that tunnel, right? Um, your heart doesn't see everything, but your mind does, if that makes sense. It's like, it's almost like things that your heart may perceive as a threat actually aren't, and vice versa. But it's like because your mind can see all those little nuances, it seems to see things a lot more clearly. So that's the advice. It does feel like you have the power to be quite cutting in this situation, and whether or not you choose to, I feel like you have the capability to go both ways, right? You have the capability to take the high road and you have the capability to cut people down. And at the end of the day, it's almost like it's about you deciding what you can and cannot live with. And that's only a choice that you can make, right? And it's not anybody sitting here, certainly not me, being like, you should do this and you should do that. No, you're going to do the things that feel right for you. I want to say, like, and just make sure that it's something that you can live with, that you can be proud of, that speaks to your character and who you are, not what they did. So I think I'll leave it there. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. Um, for those of you that are new here, I usually upload these mini love reads on Sundays, and I will be back to that. These are a day late, so I'm sorry about that. And then I usually upload some longer reads on Thursdays. And that's it for now. So we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.